I very much believe that the United States government should recognize Native Hawaiians as we recognize Native Alaskans and American Indians. I have been the proponent of the ACACA bill in the U.S. House of Representatives since I was first elected in 2006. And in fact, in 2006, there were 42 new Democrats elected along with me, and I made sure that every single one of them understood the importance of the ACACA bill and understood that Native Hawaiians are an indigenous people. They had not heard of either, they really didn't have much familiarity with Native Hawaiians or with the ACACA bill. And when this bill came to the floor for a vote, every single one of those colleagues of mine supported it and stuck with it. I will continue to work on Native Hawaiian recognition as a senator, obviously working very closely with Senator Inoue and finding supporters from Republicans such as Lisa Murkowski of Alaska. We have work to do because this is a critical, critical issue for Native Hawaiians. I want to mention very briefly three areas: Native Hawaiian education, Native Hawaiian healthcare, Native Hawaiian housing. On the education side, we were confronted with zeroing or no funding for Native Hawaiian, Alaska Native education grant programs. I got together with Don Young of Alaska. I fought my own caucus to get them to support restoring these funds. We succeeded. That meant some $33 million for Native Hawaiian education programs. In healthcare, I've been helping to get $14 million every year for community health programs focusing on Native Hawaiians. And there, the money goes for education, for prevention, and importantly, encouraging more Native Hawaiians to get into healthcare professions. On Native Hawaiian housing, I'm the proponent of a bill that expands loan guarantee programs so that Native Hawaiians can better afford their homes and also to repair the homes that they already have. Clearly, I will continue to work collaboratively with members of the Senate, should I get elected, to make sure that these programs continue to get funded. But more importantly, as we know, there are some 150 congressionally supported programs for Native Hawaiians, and every single one of these programs are subject to legal challenges. And this is why it is so important for us to pass Native Hawaiian recognition as a way that we are going to forestall and prevent these kinds of challenges. Because really the money should go for these programs, not to fight and defend these legal challenges. So I will work collaboratively to continue to educate members of the Senate, many of whom have not been supportive of Native Hawaiian programs and certainly not supportive of Native Hawaiian recognition. I want to turn that around and make sure that we enact legislation that will recognize Native Hawaiians as an indigenous peoples, just as we recognize Alaska Natives and American Indians.